Hey guys, this is the second video in the World of Logs setup. There's going to be one more video after this for some more advanced material in order to get things working a little bit more automatically. But as far as required knowledge in order to get everything working, this is it. So this video assumes that you've gone ahead and you've done all of the things that I outlined in my first video, namely signing up for an account and applying to the guild on the site. If you haven't done that, stop, go ahead and do that stuff that's in the first video now, then come back. For those of you that have done it, really once you've done that, there's not very much that you really need to do on the site. Just sign in at world.of.logs.com and then go here and click client, and it's going to ask you to download or save a file called launch.jnlp. Just go ahead and run it. You don't necessarily need to save it. And you're going to see the World of Logs splash screen pop up, and then you're going to see this security dialog box. It's just asking if you're 100% sure that you want to run it. So go ahead and click run. And then you are going to see the data uploader tool. Now when you first run this, you are going to see this box pop up. It's going to ask you for your user account information, and it's going to be asking you for your World of Warcraft logs directory. For the user account information, this is not your World of Warcraft information. This is your information for the World of Logs website. So go ahead, enter that in, and then click test account settings. And if all goes well, it says username and password are valid, so it saves the options. And then your World of Warcraft logs directory is something that you actually need to find. So if you know where your World of Warcraft installation is, it's just a subdirectory of that folder. For those of you that don't know, if you're running Windows Vista or Windows 7, your World of Warcraft installation by default is in c:\users/public/games/World of Warcraft, and then the logs folder is just a folder in here called logs, obviously. There's a bunch of log folders, or there's a bunch of log files, excuse me, already in the folder. So if you don't see those, then you're probably in the wrong spot. For users who are in Windows XP, it's actually in a different location. It's in the folder c:\program files /World of Warcraft /logs by default. If you installed it somewhere else, then obviously it's wherever you installed it. So once you've found your logs directory, go ahead and paste it in this box right here, then click find/test and save. And if all goes well, it'll say while logs directory set to yada yada yada. Just go ahead and click OK, and you can actually now exit out of this particular window. So now you're basically presented with three options. You can open a file, and this is used for when you have a log file from a long time ago. Say it's sitting on your desktop, or it's sitting in your My Documents somewhere, and you want to go ahead and upload it. And you just click this button, and it's going to ask you to open the log file, which is wherever you put it. And then after that, it'll go ahead and it'll look at the log file for data, and it'll ask you what you want to import. The second option is opening the WoW log, and this is, for example, if you did a tribute to skill in Trial of the Grand Crusader 10-man, and you didn't upload the combat log as a live report, you can go ahead and do this. And what you do is you just click open the WoW log, and the client will go ahead and it'll look in your log folder, or in your log file, excuse me, and it will show you where there's activity, which is these blue lines. And if you've been combat logging the right stuff, basically you can just go ahead and select all of this. And then you can add a little comment if you want, and then you just click upload. And it will take you to your report. So the third option is to start a live report session. And this is if you're taking brand new data on a raid, and you don't want to go back later and upload all the data, you can do live report. So what you do with a live report is you just click start a live report session, and then what will happen is you'll see a couple of files where it says waiting for events, and then all you have to do is enable combat logging in your World of Warcraft game, and everything will be taken care of. At the end, of the reporting session, like once you're done raiding for the night or whatever, all you have to do is you have to close the window and everything else has been taken care of. If you want to view the report while it's being generated, say like after an attempt, after a wipe, to see maybe what's going on, you can click this open report button and it'll take you to the report as it's being generated. So those are the three options for the World of Logs client itself. Now, in order to be able to have data in order to log it to World of Logs, you actually need to enable combat logging inside World of Warcraft. And in order to do that, all you have to do is you have to go into your, you have to log in on whatever character that you want to do, and then you just type in /combatlog, and you type that into your chat box, and what it'll do is it'll pop up a message in your chat box that says combat logging enabled, logging to some file, some log file somewhere. And the file isn't really important. What's important is the fact that you actually get a message that says combat logging enabled. And in order to turn it off, all you have to do is type /combatlog again, and you'll see another message that says combat logging disabled. A couple of things about combat logging is that World of Logs takes a look at everything that's logged, and the World of Warcraft client logs just about everything. So, I mean, if you're sitting in Dalaran, it's going to be logging like your fell armor ticking or you crafting flasks for the raid or something. So you really want to be very specific, and you want to make sure that you only have combat logging turned on while you're in an instance. You don't need to turn it off between wipes, like when you're corpse running and stuff, but when you're traveling to the next instance, it's usually a good idea to turn it off when you're exiting the instance and then turn it on when you're entering the new instance, because that way the combat log is basically filled with only combat related stuff. So it makes World of Logs a little bit more accurate, because if you're doing if you're doing damage to a bunch of trash mobs outside the instance, then that inflates your numbers a little bit. Or if you're logging, doing your dailies beforehand, then you could have a pretty big lead in terms of damage, even though that's not actually the case in the raid. So just make sure that you're pretty specific about when you are turning on combat logging. Other than that, that's about it. If you have any further questions, feel free to let me know. And other than that, if you want to make the combat logging in World of Warcraft itself automatic so that you never have to worry about it again, feel free to go ahead and watch the third video. Thanks.